Hey, how you going? It's Kate here, just coming to you with a few thoughts this Friday afternoon. And this afternoon, I just wanted to chat to you a little bit about something that's really dear to me, which is about celebrating strengths. So I was thinking earlier about how sometimes I hear in my work, I hear kids talk about their autism and talk about themselves as being autistic in a rather negative way. So even if they've had an understanding about that they are autistic, or they've read lots of really supportive, encouraging books about embracing an autism diagnosis and things like that, I hear things that really suggest that they are having challenges for whatever reason. A lot of the time it's about not getting the supports they need, but that those challenges they then are internalizing and blaming on their autistic brain and calling themselves, I've got a dumb brain, or I've got a whatever brain it is, and just saying things that make my heart hurt in terms of that self-blame for challenges that are partly and largely to do with trying to survive in a neurotypical world. So one of the things I suppose that makes me think of what I want to do better, and I encourage other people just to be mindful of, is how we are really constructed in terms of intervening and providing support for kids. But inherent in that is this idea that there's something wrong, that there's a problem, or something's broken, or something needs fixing, just the way our medical system and our medical model almost aligns. And so preventing kids from having that internalized, I suppose, in terms of saying, well, something has to be wrong with you to go and see a psychologist or to go and see a counsellor or get that kind of support. So certainly I think that we grow from our strengths and want to really send that message along to children, teens and adults that when we, yes, we can focus on our weakness areas and sometimes skill up in those areas, and certainly we do that at times, but thinking about conversations that we have about our strengths and about how important spending time acknowledging those strengths, acknowledging the things that bring us joy, acknowledging the things that light us up, and how we can often overcome challenges through that method, and how important it is, especially for kids and teens, to be embracing their strengths and to be internalizing themselves as having lots of strengths, because it just goes that they are often probably going to hear a lot more about their areas of weakness versus their areas of strength. So if your child already knows about their diagnosis of autism, and maybe they were younger and you didn't go into too much detail about what that actually means, but perhaps it's been a while since then, or perhaps we got caught up in having conversations about all the negative things that may be happening, or all the challenges and all the stresses and things. Just thinking about how we can flip that conversation a little bit, change the focus a little bit, and talk them through about what they like to do, what they like about their brains and about the way they experience the world, and just unpack it and get to know it with them, and talk about all the interesting things. You can talk about how it might not fit sometimes in terms of the way the world has been designed for neurotypical kids, teens and adults, but that we can make accommodations to support that, or we can educate other people about how I learn and about how my brain works and about how I communicate and how I like to be communicated with. So just thinking about these things we can do something about, but inherently your brain and your mind is amazing, but it has to be more than just nice and fluffy labels of you've got superpowers, or you've got a cool brain. Like really kind of unpack what that means for them and how that can be expanded upon. So that's what I encourage you to do if you have a child or teenager, or you're an adult yourself and you find yourself having negative narrative around your autistic brain, catch yourself and think about, right, how can I turn that around, or how can I help my young person really be thinking about themselves from a strengths based, from an affirmation base, and see what kind of conversations that leads to. So that is my thoughts. I'm going to write a bit of a blog about this topic, so you can catch that if you head over to my website. And if you're on my email list, you'll probably get a bit of a summary about that. And if you've missed this, you can always go and catch it on my YouTube channel. So thank you for your support, and I will talk to you next Friday. Talk to you soon.